There is this thing that we have as a culture, like before you actually earn the money, you've already spent it in your head. Like
Yeah.
you budget off of money.
I think one of the things that you should be doing is to pay yourself first. Like first remove the money. No, this topic, you see, this part where we've reached, we are going to allow the experts who have other sources of income. They are going to be the ones who are going to talk.
The passive, the active.
Let's talk about life.
The highs, the lows, and the transitions.
This is Real Life Diaries, so let's dive in. How are you?
I'm okay.
How was your week?
My week was good. How was yours?
How was my week? Oh, this was a hard week.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meetings were heavy, but
Series of events and all.
yeah, but here we are. Anyway, so let's continue the seriousness and dive right in into money topics because
Yeah.
adulting doesn't wait for nobody. So tell me one money habit that you have learned or that you're practicing now.
Practicing. So I think the first that I learned was knowing where your money goes. Like you have to know exactly where your money is going and what you're using your money for.
Yeah.
Growing up, you get money, you just spend it, like you buy whatever you
That
have
was
to
the
buy.
point. Wakwe bibi no bless you.
Yes, like you get money to spend it. Sometimes you're not even sure where exactly it's going. So I came to realize that sometimes, like you want by spending money, like in any way, you never know where it really goes, and then you're always on the side of, oh my god, I don't make money, I don't have enough money. You're always in luck, maybe because you don't even know where the money is going.
Yeah.
So that kind of taught me to learn to budget and know that, okay, this is where I'm going to put my money this month, or
Yeah.
this is where I'm going to put my money this week. In that way, it is more streamlined.
Yeah.
And you're able to know how much you actually get and how much you spend. And sometimes that's the point you realize that maybe I don't earn as much to spend this much, or
Yeah.
maybe I actually earn much, but it just gets done. Why? Because maybe I'm spending on unnecessary stuff.
Yeah. I feel like in the beginning, when you're starting out on tracking your expenses, you could think that like, oh, 100,000 is going in here. I want to put 100,000 in transport. But every now and then you take an Uber, you go to the salon, you add nails. Like you might think but you don't actually know how much you spend. So even when you have a budget and you sometimes like push it a little bit. And so in the beginning, I would advise that you get like a money tracking app. I think there are very many on Apple Store that are free. The one I use is called Money Manager. It has like a piggy bank logo. It's red. So in the beginning, when you're starting out your finance, literacy journey, I think one of the things you should do is actually track it literally manually. I know that you want to spend 100,000, but when you reach the salon, you spend whatever you spend and then you write it in that app. Then at the end of the month, you'll
be surprised as to how many juices you took on every errand
and how much data you bought.
Yes,
it will be very surprising.
Data.
Yeah. So you track them and put every single expenditure. You track it for a period of like 6 months. You don't have to do it for the rest of your life, but if you're going to know, you have to. I think I tracked it for 1 year for me so that I can be really, really sure. And then I realized the food I eat is not
but not you see, also to add on the point of budgeting, I believe, okay, the economist in me, there has to be an amount that you're supposed to spend and an amount you're supposed to save, right? Of course, we earn to spend and we can also earn to save. But I believe that there is something called like imagine your propensity to consume should not be like a lot compared to your
marginal propensity.
no, okay, like
I love that
I don't
word
know
so
how to
much.
say
No,
it.
it was just fitting. Google
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Your marginal propensity to consume, I believe, should be between like 30% to 20% of your whole income or
Yeah.
your whole amount. In that way, you budget off what you're going to consume.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can budget your whole salary or your whole income and you're not maybe putting into consideration that you have to save, because I believe at the age we are at, or even just anyone would want to accumulate wealth. So I believe that if you are tracking your finances or tracking your expenses with the goal of this all has to lead to me accumulating wealth, like so that I can have a more sustainable and yet happy life, I feel like before you even budget, you should know what am I saving and what am I consuming.
Yeah.
For me, it's usually between 0.3 to 0.2 for consumption. So even when you're planning the amount of income you need, you plan it based off of that. Like, you know that for me to be able to be comfortable, I maybe need to spend, my budget for spending is 800,000 a month. So when you're calculating how much income you have to make in a month, you base off of that, because so that you're not either suffering, like living below standard, or living, above standard, like you're wasting money. Because when you have a lot of disposable income, you will waste it. There's so many things you could use money for. So I think also knowing what your marginal propensity, like dividing it to what I have to save and what I have to consume, and budgeting your consumption based on what you have to consume is also very good, and also a good thing if you aim to build wealth.
Yeah. And I think we should use percentages mostly, because like, you could easily say, I want to save. Okay. If you get a regular income, it's easier or better for you to be like 30% is what I'm saving.
Yeah.
So that even when
After
the income
you remove
increases.
Don't eat that 10. First remove 10%.
Yes. So when you say it's 30% you're going to save, even when your income increases, the 30% also ideally also increases. So if you keep a percentage in mind, especially when you're starting out, it can be very discouraging to say, if I save only 100K a month, okay, that's what I can afford to save right now. At the end of the day, I'll have only 1 million. Like, it's a lot more discouraging, because also other post 10% is not your 10%. So you start,
but as your income grows,
that percentage will also grows. Automatically grow. And that percentage does not have to be cut out in stone, especially if you are at a point, because I am assuming, okay, not really assuming, but like if you're in your 20s, for example, and you haven't started a family yet, but you do have a job, maybe you don't parent and stuff like that, you're saving, I would not expect your saving percentage to be 5. So that you can spend for us, what, 95%. I think, reasonably speaking, if your expenses are not as big yet, that percentage also needs to also be like on a 50%. If you can afford right now to save 50% on your income, save 50% of your income.
Well, there's a research that was actually made, as I read about it sometime, and they were like, there is a percentage that anyone in any pay grade can actually save and accumulate wealth in any kind of pay grade. Like, compare the single mom who is out there maybe doing labor work, and maybe the high income CEO in like a government organization. Like, there is a percentage that each of them can save and actually be able to accumulate wealth. So for me, I think accumulating wealth is not just about what you earn, because you can earn big and still not be able to accumulate wealth. Sure. I think accumulating wealth is more about how much you're able to invest back and into the right stream. It's more about how much can your money make for you. A person earning 100K can be able to make that 100K work 10 times for them, and a person earning 1 million, maybe their 1 million can only work just once for them. So I think it's about also knowing how much can my money work for me? Because the money is the one supposed to work for you, to accumulate wealth. You're not supposed to be working for the money, because you're one person and you're not going to do 10 jobs at a go. But the money can do those 10 jobs one way or another. So I think whichever grade or income level that you're at, you can be able to accumulate wealth through knowing that this is the percentage that I'm saving, and this varies on different levels. This is the percentage I'm saving, this is the percentage I am consuming. But also I feel like when people accept that we are now I'm now going to start saving, but then saving alone does not get you to that level of wealth that you can be like, okay, I've now actually accumulated wealth. You actually have to be able to put this money to work somewhere. In the bank, they'll give you an interest rate of maybe 1% on your savings or 5%. But
which ones? The fixed ones or the normal ones? Depends on which savings you're talking about.
Yes. Let's say you have fixed savings. That still the interest is not that big. But you could actually put that money to work. But I think the misconception is where we now start to invest on a leap, like, okay, this is good. Let's say forex trading, you don't have any knowledge about
capital chicken.
But yes, like you're just putting there the money because they've told you it's quick. I think also when you have finally saved and mastered the art of saving, the next art is to master the art of investment. Which field or which stream are you putting in this money? Because you can't put money everywhere. Like there are places where you need a lot of money, places where you need little money. Not every stream is suitable for you. So I feel like now, after you've learned the art of saving, then you need to learn the art of investing. And it has to be guided by knowledge. Maybe are you going for treasury bonds? Are you doing a business? How much are you working with? And all of that.
But also, like, the saving should not, it's easier for you to save when you have like a goal in mind. We are not talking about save or right now what the saving. When we say saving, we are directly referring to savings that are going to grow your wealth for you, not savings of I want to go to Dubai, which those should be counted in your expenses. Let's not confuse the two things, because that one would be called a sinking fund. So when you have a big expense that is coming up, maybe you have a trip that you want to go to, which you should be investing in such stuff, experiences and education and stuff. If you have those kind of goals that you don't necessarily will get a lump sum now and you need to save towards that, you also budget it in the 100% of your income. The savings that we are referring to right now that are for investing are different from the savings. That one would be called a sinking fund, not a savings per se. It's a sinking fund because eventually you're going to buy a car or you're going to spend on it. So let's differentiate that too, but also count it in your expenses at the end of the month, like save towards things like that as well, but do not get it from the savings that you're trying to accumulate. Then when you're also on the journey of building wealth, the savings that we are talking about have to be divided into two, one of which needs to be an emergency fund. Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't have an emergency fund and something happens, like that requires things happen, we're lifing, you are going to end up getting your investments and liquidating them if you do not have an emergency fund saved up. So the first step to the saving journey needs to be like to have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved up, just in case anything happens, a job, a health scare, anything like that. Just have 3 to 6 months of your until now we finished tracking, we know how much we spend, so you know how much you need to operate on every month. So get 6 months worth of that, have it in like a different, maybe unit trust, if that's why I've decided to save. We don't save, in a bank account. I don't know, guys. I mean, don't shoot myself in the foot here, but that's it. If that money needs to be seated somewhere where it's growing. In Uganda right now, one of the things that helps our money do that, I don't know, I wouldn't say safe,
I would
risk.
say Wendy.
That's true. There are so many avenues. But you look at the percentages that they're offering you. I think Wendy does offer a good percentage. 10% is way above the inflationary rate for this country. So is unit trust. Unit trust give you 9 to 11%. It fluctuates. Wendy is, you will know that it's a 10%. So,
Yeah.
consider Wendy. But put it in a trust of some sort that grows your money. So now we have put away the emergency savings and we know they're there. These other savings that we're talking about that are going to, but this emergency saving versus investment saving, that percentage can be the same percentage. When you finish building your emergency fund, then we can now start saving towards maybe a bond, for example, because you can't just save. You can save towards maybe like a business, or you've decided to do a bond or a treasury bill, like stuff like that. So that money of investing, the truth is, the more you have, the more the return, because they'll tell you something like you're going to get 12% per annum, but if it's 100K, it's going to come back to like 100 shillings. So it's better that you save and then accumulate to a certain point when you know how much do I want to earn a month from passive income, from money that my money is working for. When you know that money, then you can calculate it on the investment that you're trying to make. Let's say if the bond is 15% and you want to earn 200K a month, for example, from passive income, then you will know how much the lump sum will need to be. Then you save towards that lump sum. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you accumulate towards that lump sum, then you go and invest the bulk. But even when you're accumulating it from a place where it can grow. Because imagine it's going to be a whole maybe 2-3 years before you make, or 1 year, I don't know, depending on how much you've decided to save. But while that money is being accumulated, let it also be accumulating.
I think the whole journey of wealth accumulation does start with mindset. You cannot be able to fully say that I'm going to reach this level of wealth when your mindset is not drawn towards that. There are some people who will be like, I don't earn enough to own such an asset, or I don't earn enough to be living a certain kind of life. So let me just use what I have. I mean, like, it's not like this 100K that I've gotten is the one which is going to make me rich. Like, okay, if I save this 10K every day, in a month I'll have how much? So it's not like this money is the one that is going to make me rich. I believe in the power of consistency. I've seen people get rich, or you've seen those parents who take their kids through school all the way up to campus without, you cannot really point at the job they do, but for some reason they've been able to take their kids to very good schools, and even up to like university and all. So I think we need to also change the mindset, and also we shouldn't be operating from a place of lack. I feel like most of the times when our attitude towards money is, if I can get 1 million shillings, if I can get 500,000, it will help me do this thing. If I can get 100,000, it will help me do this thing. So that limits you. Your brain naturally will be forced to work up to the 100,000. If your target is 1 million, you're going to think within that bandwidth. You're not going to think about it, like, you're not going to be thinking like a person trying to make 10 million. It's like a business. If you start a business with the point of, I want my business to be able to make me 400,000 every month, even the design, even the setup of the business, it's going to be set out to give you just enough, that amount of money, because that is the bandwidth you're thinking within. So I think that we should normalize like thinking in the form of abundance. Like, open your brain up to think that you can achieve any level of wealth, and in that way, even the way your saving mannerisms, your spending mannerisms, they do align. It brings me to this thing called manifestation. There's okay, spiritually, I know that you pray to God and you have faith and you get things done with hard work, but also the power in manifestation, I believe it just inclines your brain to what you're working for. It's like, Christian wise, you could say faith, like the faith of the unseen. You're not seeing that you don't have a house right now, but you have faith that you're going to get the house. So everything you do within that period is actually directed to that one goal. You could call it manifestation. You see that you want to maybe get a high paying job, so everything you do within that period is directed towards that. I think we need to broaden the bandwidth of how we think and expand even the limitations that we put on ourselves. It helps with the spending mannerisms and also the investing mannerisms.
And also, when you're talking about the mindset of this 100K will not make me rich or whatever, it brought me to the the concept of compounding. The fact is, you putting the 500,000 right now might not make sense to you until when it has sat there for 20 years and now has compounded into a different. Most of the rich people, of course, I know that, especially in our generation right now, we are very much today. I want to make my money today, right now. But every single one of them that you talk to is just like, man, I accumulated these things over time. And it started somewhere. It's not like all of them started from 3 million
I remember
a month.
we talked about it in some episode. There has to be a price to be paid.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to get rich on a whim. There has to be work that has put in. If it's not you putting it in, your parents could put it in, or your husband could put it in, or some very generous man can put it in. But either way, there is going to be a price that is going to be paid.
Yeah.
Some people, it's just them. So
yeah. But the fact is also, if you do not build this kind of discipline, how do you expect God to then assign you responsibility of bigger amounts of money? Like they've given you 5 million, zikulemi oku managing, now you're moving, your shoulders are up, you're wako. How shall we help you when we give you 50M? So like these habits, you need to create, you need to have them now, even so that like okay, it does not guarantee that when you get bigger money, automatically you're going to be like, I'm going to save. If I start to earn 3 million a month, that's when I'm going to begin saving.
Yeah.
My very good friend, no, that's not how it works. When you reach the 3 million,
the discipline always starts even when
exactly.
It's a small
so
income.
When you start with a small one and you're disciplined, by the time you get the big one, you know what to do with it, and you not look back and be like, oh, what did I do with all money? But also, compounding is really where it's at. Like for some specific, it's not like a business deal or whatever. It's just, especially if you have a 9 to 5, you have a family to take care of, you have all these other things going on, and let me say you do not have time, or you're not even just interested in entrepreneurship. Because those people that are interested in entrepreneurship, I would think when you're creating your business, it's going to then become an income generating stream on its own.
Become an income
yes,
generating.
no, it has to. Like literally, So, but if there are people who I know are not interested in entrepreneurship, they're just like, nah, it just sounds too much to be. I would rather be an employee and then just know that I have this money coming at the end of the month. Then, but if you're that kind of person and you're not necessarily investing in another, in an actual business, then your other streams of income have to be passive. And the passive streams of income, the way that they make money is through compounding. So you have to start right now. It's different from, let me go buy a shoe, sell it at 500,000 and I bought it at 100. That's different from, let me let my money work for me. You have to sit it somewhere so it can actually do the work. Yeah. Speaking of sources of income. No, this topic, you see, this part where we've reached, we are going to allow the experts who have other sources of income. They are going to be the ones who are going to talk.
The passive, the active.
Oh, well, I feel like you're doing a really good job at diversifying your income streams. I want you to be there and talk to the people, because for me personally, I am still on the side. I'm going to work towards entrepreneurship, but I'm still very much on the side of employment and growing my investment passive income bucket. Then I will go into entrepreneurship. But I feel like you're doing all these things at the same time.
No.
So you use that microphone and tell the class.
No, for me, entrepreneurship, the thing is, I don't think everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Given the work and the strain that involves in entrepreneurship, there has to be a certain drive and passion that keeps sending you to go through all of that. There has to be a certain kind of passion that pushes you. For me, it's a motivation to, of course, build wealth and accumulate wealth. But the bottom of it, most of the entrepreneurship streams that I've tried are those that maybe, the one I'm in right now is beauty, hair and skin. I'm sure you can
cue her hair. Cue her hair. Zoom in. Let the people see.
So for me, now this one, it came as a passion over time. But what I'm saying is, for entrepreneurship, you have to know the stream in which you are investing and how it works, and the knowledge, like, okay, is it a trend? Are you going to do it based off of a trend, or are you going to do it? There has to always be, for me, there has to always be something you're solving. For me, it's being able to make sure that people can thrive with their natural hair out.
Yeah.
Like, you.
Yeah,
Like,
guys.
yeah, with your natural hair out, feel
Yeah.
confident with it, have a good skin and all.
Skin.
That is the drive.
Yeah.
But the business aspect of it is that the business has to be able to run itself. I feel like most of the times when you are employed and you're also running a business, there is always confusion for most people. I have become a master of it. I don't allow the two sides to kind of collide, or
Yeah.
maybe I'm working on it. But like, when you, because now you have two masters, right? When you allow these two, like, you cannot compromise one for the other. You have to give time to one and then give time to the other. So I think as a person who is, maybe if someone is employed and they also have a side business, you need to respect your work in its like in its fullness, right? Not because you have something on the side or some like something
your
going
job
on.
still has
Your job has to still, you have to still be able to deliver, you still have to be able to appear at your best. So I think also, like, that comes from knowing what systems do I have to put in place to actually streamline my business so that it does not interrupt with maybe my job or something. It's supposed to be able to put in systems because they can clash. You can crush the business trying to be like, oh my god, I have a job, and yet you've not put systems in place to actually sustain it. Or you can crash your job because you're trying to focus on the side business. So I think balance. Yeah, you need to create systems to run the business, whether you're there or. I think the real test is if this business can be able to sustain itself without you even being there, then that's when your business is actually being successful, and that's when it's actually going to start making money for you. Because if you have to be there for it to make money, then there's something lacking. That's maybe what I can say about that.
Me, I said I want to listen to you. Did I say that thing? I said ngenda tandiko cool. So then the other thing that we do, one of the mistakes I used to do earlier was when I'm making the budget for the month, I would start with like the expenses. I first remove aside money for hair, then I remove aside money for food. By the time I reach the savings, I'm left with like 50K, and I'm like, Kati, this is a CJ's meal, surely. What is it going to do?
Just reward yourself for all the hard work you have put in.
Exactly. So I think one of the things that you should be doing is to pay yourself first. Like, first remove the money. That's actually money that you're paying yourself, because the other money is not yours. You're going to go, you give it to the salon lady, the shop lady, the one for the food, the one for that's their money. Like, you're going to get your money and give it to someone else, so it's not necessarily yours. The one that remains yours is the one that you're going to keep for yourself, or put it aside to invest and grow. So pay yourself first. Basically, on the money that you're getting as salary, remove yours, because the rest of it is actually technically not yours. If the moment you're expensing it, it's for the person that you've given it to. So remove yours first, and then automate that process if you can, especially if you're getting a consistent income, because I know there are some people who get like a deal every now and then, whatever. You have to be then cautious to be like, let me first remove this percentage of money from this money that I've gotten. But if you're getting a consistent stream, have a standing order. Let the standing order do the work for you, because if you have to manually do it yourself,
the amount of hesitation.
Yes, as a human, every now and then you'll be like, but now let me first. But if the money is going to go, it's going to go. Even in your head, you'll be like, because you're sending like only 500,000, and that's
exactly
truly
how much you actually have to spend.
Yeah. So also there are some expenses that you can automate, but I don't know why. I feel like in the start, I wouldn't like go for automating, because you see, for me, when I had automating expenses at first, the ones that I could at Spotify, Netflix, I made those so automatic, in that there are some months I would be like, but did I actually need it? Yeah, did I need it? If you can automate your investment and savings, but leave the expenses manual for a start, because already you're tracking them manually when you go, and spend is when you're going to register. So there are some things that are like debt payment. Let's not play with debt payments. Please first pay off your debts. Actually, start from paying off your debts, because all these things we've said cannot work if you're being demanded, or if you're continuing to live above your means, that you're taking loans. You're getting...
There is this thing that we have as a culture, like, before you actually earn the money, you've already spent it in your head. Like, you budget off of money that you have not even yet earned.
That's a human reaction.
You even sometimes get less, or you
Yeah.
don't even get it,
And then
and
now
then you
you're
had already
frustrated.
borrowed,
Please, guys.
knowing that you're coming to pay, and then
Yeah.
now you start being in debt. Then
Yeah.
even if you earn more money, you're already in debt, so you can't live a certain life. So like it's just, I think we should get that out. It's not a good culture at all.
Yeah.
Like spending before you earn. What are you spending really?
You're like, sente zija
Yeah,
kati sabasoke
zija.
bampereze
Zija,
yoka. You
first
give me the iPhone, then on Wednesday.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm depositing
Wednesday.
50K.
Yeah.
But when that
On
money
Wednesday,
comes,
I'll pay you.
yeah,
The money doesn't come.
shouldn't be doing that. It's a
Yeah.
very big trap.
Yeah.
It's a very big money trap.
And our economy has started evolving to a point where you can easily access quick loans. Momo will send you a message. Airtel Money will send you. Wendy will send you. The banks are starting to do the digital loans. And just because it's accessible to you does not mean take it.
Yes.
They have told you, hey, your loan is now at 200,000. Bring
Get
it.
it right
You don't
now.
even know what you're going to use it for. That borrowing for consumerism is a sign that you're living above your means, which goes back to track your expenses and know how much you spend in the money that you actually earn. That is not debt money. The money that actually comes to you from your work or whatever your investment. How much is it and how much of it do you need to be spending? Let's limit the borrowing to borrowing for investments, because one of the ways you're going to be forced to invest is through borrowing. I'm a very big advocate for good debt, because I believe it can actually help you and push you. That's actually how rich people do their things. Rich people don't construct buildings on their own savings. They get a loan, and then they know that the loan is going to construct this thing and it's going to give them this amount of money. It's going to remove this amount from your account. It's a way of forced saving, and not that automated process of every month from my salary, which I earn, 50% is going to go towards this loan. But remember, that loan, you've invested it in a bond. So it's not like a consumerism loan. Now you went to a trip. Now we are here, you can't eat. You have to keep borrowing to eat. So living above your means is one of the issues that come in with debt. But if you're already there and you already have debt, let us then start from clearing that debt. Snowball it. Like, start with the little ones first, pay those off. Like, and also don't wait for the debt to, like, if you have, yes, don't wait for it to accumulate. Then you're like, now if you have the opportunity to, you clear it with like extra incomes, especially if you have many small ones, because those ones, their percentages are so high and their accumulation rates are so high. So if you don't keep an eye on them, they can actually really get out of hand. So list them down and then start with the smallest and then clear it off. It will also give you encouragement and motivation. If you have the one over 100K, first remove the 100K as you work your way towards the ones that are millions, and then structure out to clear. So when you're debt free, it's going to help you. It's going to like give you a direction.
Can one truly ever be debt free when you're trying to accumulate wealth?
For me, the debt that I'm trying to talk about is the consumer debt. That's the one that I need to get out of the window. For me, I actually use loans to help with the investment part of my life, because the truth is, the higher you invest, the more you're going to get in return. So even if I tell myself, let me save 300K a month, by the time I reach the end of the year, it's not going to give me the amount that I may necessarily want.
Me, I think there should not be a point in your life where you do not have a cash inflow.
Yeah.
Like, there always has to be something bringing you money. Anything. You don't have to be selling something. It could be your money sitting somewhere, like you said. Like, there has to just be some money coming in. As long as you're breathing, you're going to need stuff. You're going to have to spend on something. You're going to have a kid or some, like, there's always something.
Food.
There's an emergency coming up. So I just don't think we should just let our money sit there. Let it work.
Let it work for you. Let it work for you. Then the other actually source of investment that we almost always overlook, especially when you're starting out and you're in your 20s, is going to be investment in yourself, because part of the money that you're going to earn needs to come back to you to better yourself. Because if, let's say, we are talking typically in a corporate, even if it's even to start a business, you're going to have to invest in learning, getting resources, getting information about the business you're talking about.
That's an investment.
it's an investment, and it needs to be considered as such. If you're going to need to get to do a course in order to better education and then be able to ask for more money, I know it's not guaranteed, but investment in yourself in order for you to become of value enough to ask for a certain amount of money is an investment as well. So while if the 300k right now would make more sense in maybe a course or on coding or something, and then now you can get employment as a coder, then do that, because it's going to eventually also become a stream of income. Also, as corporates, don't limit your mind to salary, because the part of corporate in which you are now becoming an industry expert in where you're seated. You can sit someone,
you can actually sell your knowledge.
You can sell your knowledge. You can be consulted about those things. So it doesn't take a lot of time, because I know most of us will always be like, I don't have time. So consulting is not very time consuming. It's something you can actually do after work for a couple of hours, and you're already doing it anyway.
Online. You just need a website, and you just need to put short courses there if you can make one, or just put your ideas somewhere. There's so many ways you could give knowledge. You could have your YouTube channel or a podcast where you just tell people about saving, so there's just so many ways you could probably do that as a corporate person who would love a passive income.
So you do that. Then let's also invest in experiences. I know when we talk about
memories,
please, I beg, don't be again too frugal. Don't be that extreme saver. Every money you get, you become so obsessed with keeping it. Invest, because while you're in your 20s, in your 30s, while you have the energy to climb Mountain Kilimanjaro, go and climb Mountain Kilimanjaro.
But I also think the thing of investing in yourself is actually a bigger reward. It could be the motivation that pushes you to actually keep going for these things.
Exactly.
Like when you see that you're able to do some things with the money that maybe you saved or the money that you've worked for, the goal is in when you've gotten the reward of that work that you put in, or the discipline that you put in. I think it's what keeps pushing you. But if you're now saving, like you save, that's it. Like, at what point do you actually feed the person who is working for all of this money? Or at what point do you reward the person working for this money? You'll get tired.
So normalize the sinking funds for travel and stuff like that, and let it be more experiences, because I feel like experiences are somewhat more valuable, but it depends on the person. Other people can say, for me, getting a Gucci bag is where my life's worth is. You do you. But I feel like experiences are a lot more, like, it's something that stays with you, something you're always going to carry with you, something you were able to do for yourself with the investment. So define what that is for you and then work towards it. Even when we say you want to let me say, okay, there's, what's his name? That Semitic guy of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, the author of that book. He was talking about how the first step needs to be for you to define your rich life. Like, what does my rich life look like? Because just having money is not a definition of wealth or richness. Is it for you? It could be, I want to be free enough to take my kids to school every day and pick them. Is it freedom of your time? Like, I want to be able to tell myself where to go and not be expected at work at 7:30 in the morning for a meeting where they're going to blow my brain off.
I totally get you.
You define what that looks like for you. Is it being able to work wherever you are remotely, overseas? Let me say you can travel to China and still be able to do your job. Is it that? Like, define what that looks like for you and then work towards it. Even if it's to become a CEO, and for you that's what richness is for you, it's power. It's you define that, because if you don't have it, then even when you're saving your money, it's not going to be aligning towards that goal. If it's aligning you towards financial freedom, if it's aligning you towards entrepreneurship, if it's aligning you towards becoming a mom and a family person, like you want to have access to your family, not worry about taking care of them, but be able to be present, because I know that's a big thing for many people. Then work towards that, like structure your wealth life and your investments towards allowing you to do that. So you need to first sit down to determine what exactly your rich life looks like, and then you can work towards it.
But then I also think that maybe, like you hinted, that true wealth is not really about how much money you have, or how many things you're able to do in a certain period of time. I think it goes back to just the way someone feels, like even the way you feel about yourself. There's some, you see, the result of poverty is that you're sad, you like, you're not happy, you cannot live to fullness of certain things. I feel like when you change the way you see wealth, or like the way you see money, and you see it as a means.
So what are some of the habits you've had to let go once you realize, okay, what are some of the bad habits? Okay, even you could not yet let it go, but like you're still working towards it, but you know, this is a financial loophole for me right now.
Impulsive spending.
What does that look like? Like you just go downtown and just get everything you can touch.
That's why I stopped going downtown. That was the first.
We have different reasons.
Because people just keep putting stuff in your face.
Yeah, like sister, come here.
Come and give you jeans. Come and give you hair. Come and give you.
But you
this
just
is the best thing. And they look like good. And this is the best jacket. Have green. You've been looking for it. And then you're like, oh, but I've been looking for it. That would be a really good
You're like, this jacket. Then you see, I didn't know I needed it.
Also, there's a time that I just used to feel like, oh God, I worked so hard.
Yeah.
Bring this reward to me.
Yeah.
Like I was just rewarding myself based on how I felt. Anytime I felt like I've done so much.
Yeah.
Bring that reward. It wasn't systematic. Like it wasn't organized. So the impulsive spending and the impulsive rewarding of myself, those were two of the habits I think that I've let go of over time.
Yeah. Mine was impulsive.
What about you?
Eating. My dear, when I start to crave a chicken, specifically how I've craved it in my head is how I expect it to show up on my plate. And the cravings are never cheap. My cravings are never cheap. That's the problem.
My cravings, I always push them to other people.
Food. I don't waste any time. I don't, especially if you're having a hard day and it's now time to eat and you're like, me, after all this suffering, I want to, no. You bring me like, you know, I want just chicken, but I also feel like I want to buy the wings in general. I will crave, it can range from mobutula to raw mangoes, directly to seafood. Like it can just go. Like, so I have had, oh my God, fruit cake. I've had to like curb them somehow by eating before I get hungry. That's the only way. Like I schedule in the morning and I'm like, I tell the lady at work, this is what we are going to do today at lunch by 1, let's have the food. If the food is there, I don't have a problem. My problem is tell me to start thinking, what are you going to eat today? I will, my mind will go, I'll be like, maybe put the rice and
that's where you like, I don't think. If you ask me what do you, I'm like, there's nothing that comes to mind.
I can give you some options immediately. So I need to pre-schedule it when I'm satisfied, when I've had breakfast. Because she knows in the morning, she puts the food there. It's also helping me like eat more healthy. She knows what the breakfast is going to be. The moment she puts it on my food, I don't want to say, you remove it. It's never like that. The moment I see it, I eat it. Yeah. And now I can make decisions based on a more stable environment. And then I'm like, for lunch, let's have this. Then she'll go and make sure it's there at lunch. It's also helping me to stay in budget because now I know how much I'm trying to spend on that lunch. And now because I've done it over time, even now she's like very, yesterday you had said that, you know, today we are going to do this. Are we still on track? Then you feel guilty and then you do the right thing. Yeah. So mine was food. Something had come to my mind, now it has gone. Yes. Black tax. Guys, it's real. In this country that we are in.
I don't know why as a last born, you're talking about black tax. But how does black tax come to you as a
black tax has nothing to do with the positioning of your family.
Valeria,
I know you're thinking about it from the concept of your siblings because I don't have siblings.
I don't like doing it and then I pay double for not wanting to do it. You're not happy to support?
But babe, you know, because I'm the only, like, I told you, I think I've said in a previous episode that I became the center of that household. It works for everything. We don't have this, it's going to be me who's going to be the first to be called. Like, I will be the first to be called, then I'll be like, okay, if it's like way out of budget,
but then
I'll call my brothers.
I'm not saying, boo, I tell you, yours is nothing. But you're doing it for the parents, right?
It's my parents
yes,
only.
for the parents.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is when you're among the first children in a household of more than 6 children, you're not doing it for the parents. You first do it for the children, then do it for the parents. You get? So, but anyway, it's not a bad thing. I feel like we've all grown to take responsibility and be united in a family in some sort of way. The only issue is sometimes as a young person who's just starting out in life, like it somehow confuses your priorities. You want to grow, but then also you love your family and you want to make sure that they are okay and they're not really living below means, yet you can actually try to help. I think it's the same thing. Look at it as another expense. Do not
budget
totally
for it. Yes.
Do not totally throw it out of the door, but then also know your limits. You're not going to be able to provide for everyone.
Yeah.
But you can provide, if you can provide to some extent, then give the help that is needed, but do not stretch yourself out completely. Though sometimes when emotions come into
eventually a family they become blurry.
When you've budgeted 100
and then your dad calls you and what
or
I got
100. Let me not bring in weddings because that's another thing.
Guys, please give us notice for these weddings.
It just be there. They've added you to our WhatsApp group.
That's why I removed all of you. Can't put me. All of you can. You have to come to my inbox and tell me what you're trying to communicate. Yeah.
But I think also, I don't know, parents need to give some grace. We cannot tell them that. But also you need to know your limit.
Yeah.
Like you need to know how far you can stretch. And in the sense that you reach your breaking point, you talk. Like no one is going to beat you. No one is going to... Like, I know why you're giving me that facial expression. I should be saying this to myself.
Okay, thank you so much for getting there before me.
Yeah, the thing is, sometimes you know the medicine, you just don't want to swallow it.
Yeah. Do as I say.
Do as I say. But yeah, that could
ground.
Be...
ground bemanyo kuchukamu and we understand. And we get that. But yeah.
Just know your limit and work till there. Don't
reach the limit and then raise and also
announce that guys this is where it stops for this term. This is it.
And knowing what it has done to you and what it's doing to us, let us not carry it to our children.
It's actually it's a low-key trauma. Like,
let's not do that.
Now people raise their children expecting their children to take care of them. I think we should be the parents that raise our children so that they can take care of themselves and we can also still take care of ourselves. Yeah. So that your child is not growing up and feeling like, oh my God, I have to first take care of my mom before I actually like they feel like now you're an obstacle in their growth instead of a push factor. So they look at you like another kind of liability. I just think that we should be those parents who do different.
Let's do better as a generation.
Anyway, so I was saying that I think we should not be looking at money as like as the end, but rather a means to the end. Like it shouldn't be the money that you're chasing. Like the goal is to get money, because money in itself cannot give you as much value as what money can do for you. Like the thing that money can do for you is actually the value that you can derive. It's not in, oh, I have 6 billion on my account. It's when you actually, like, that's why when you spend it on something like an asset or invest it in something that's able to give you cash flows, I believe that's bigger value for you.
So check your bank balance and see what your behaviors are doing to it. And check your investments too, see how they're... Is that where you want them? Are they growing? You know, we over-ignore those things. It's as if you don't want to know that it's there until when it's at zero and you're like, I have no money. Check it every once in a while. And also, there's no limit to earning. The universe is not on a budget. Go and ask for more money.
Jesus paid the price.
Yep.
Ask for the money.
If you see that you're not earning as much as you want to earn, either add a skill to yourself that gets you more money or go ask for more money, because more times than not, while you're in your 20s, you're probably being exploited.
Yeah.
So ask your peers. You guys just normalize telling each other, you can be wanting to benchmark.
Just be there saying,
how much should I be asking?
They don't talk.
You're
Music
like,
jawa. Quiet.
everyone is just, I don't know why we are, and because as a culture we are so shy about that topic.
Yeah.
We do not want to expose, it's as if it's a taboo.
Like, I feel like sometimes,
Gatekeeping.
yeah, you get to keep the information. There's a job somewhere, you won't talk.
Yeah.
Like, just
What's the
share.
problem?
If there is a gig, just share the gig. I feel like, yeah, that's how you build your circle.
And that's how we shall avoid being exploited. Because if you are,
what's on
we are
ground.
all doing the same role in the same organization, but the difference in pay will be crazy. And like, if you don't know, then you can't ask for more. So find out if you're being paid and compensated as you should be. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us to this. This one has been a very serious one. Maria, we are going to need the next topic to be a light topic.
No, but
trauma, money, relationship. What is the problem? And relationships was even supposed to be.
Please feel free to suggest
lighter
in the comment section a lighter topic. Since life is taking us for real. The topics they are coming up with are quite serious.
Yeah,
but
because
anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Comment.
Yeah, and comment.
My name is Valeria.
And I'm Maria. Until next time, bye.